There we go. Now we're going to hear a proper introduction because last week we had some introduction that was kind of like off the wall, rolling her eyes. It was terrible. It was terrible. But right now we're continuing this with this Women's Scorn Month, right? Black History Month, Women's Scorn Month, and we're here to talk about a movie that I picked because it's my pick, and I got hated on so bad by our boss, right? She hated on me. She embarrassed me. The chat room almost left in a hissy fit. But I stood up there and I grabbed my balls and said, I'm a man, and you're not going to do that to me, E. I'm sorry, we weren't naming your names. But we're going to go ahead and talk about it. We'll be right back after this. Thank you so much.
911.
911, where's your emergency?
Oh, no!
911, where's your emergency? Do not hurt that little girl. You don't have to do this.
It's already done. It's already done.
It's the same man.
Fire, right? Good pick. I want to pat myself on the back. I know y'all want to pat me on the back, but don't touch me. Y'all have germs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head ahead tonight and we're going to talk about the call. Let's bring in our guest today, our co-host today. We're going to start in order. We're going to bring in Jordan. Jordan, are you Morris Chestnut or are you David Otunga? I can't remember. Which one are you? Oh, no, you're Halle Berry. Oh, that was embarrassing. Go ahead.
Hi.
That's all you have to say? What kind of shit is that? That's all you got to say? I gave you this great introduction and all you gave me is hi, good to see you.
Well, first of all, can I talk, please?
I was trying to let you talk. You ain't say shit.
Now, first of all, I put Halle Berry next to me. You know why? Because I am very big fan of Halle Berry. I think that she was just amazing in this. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something else. I regret not seeing this before. I really, really, really regret not seeing this before because I had fun. Now, before I go on a rant, which is clearly what you want to do.
No, I didn't want anything. Because it's not like I was going to go ahead and play.
Because here's the thing, and that's the thing. All right, here's the thing. I mean, and the other thing I liked. Anyway, I talk too much.
It's not like you're going to start with that, man, because we have another co-host to bring on, right?
It's not amazing. You know, okay. Why would you even bring that on when you know that there's other people you got to bring on? You don't.
I'm about to bring them on, and you're going in a rant. See, here's
why would you even put my intro to go in a rant before you got other people to pull on? Just bring them on, please.
Yes, sir, boss. Yeah, bring it on, and that's what her name is Boog tonight because Boo.
Y'all are funny. Jordan, you're on one tonight. I love it. I love when we give the executive consultant spice because he very much so needs it in his very bland life. I'm glad to be here tonight.
My spice rack has salt,
and pepper. That's it. Full salt. It's just full of salt.
It's actually no salt. It's no salt because it's high in sodium, and I'm trying to cut back on some shit. Okay. All right. You have a special guest.
You're salty enough. Yes, I would
do your job.
I would love to bring on special guest, one of my dearest and most handsome friends, Mr. Rex.
Oh, hey.
How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, you were kind of like when I was complaining about why Chris might have picked this horrible movie. You were definitely like defending it, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, if you're so bad, like you want to give it a whirl, why don't you tell us what do you think then? And I'm so glad that you could join us tonight in your busy gym schedule.
Definitely. So yeah, definitely glad to be here. I saw this movie. I saw maybe bits and pieces of this movie probably when it came out in 2013 at your house actually. And I just remember you trashing it the whole time, and I was enjoying everything that I was seeing. So
sounds like an E time.
That does sound like me. I'm very sorry.
A little bit.
Just hating, just hating all the time.
You know,
that's what you do.
For me, it was the wig.
Let me ask you a question. The day you watched the movie, did it end in Y? Because if it ended in Y, then E must have been hating on it. Because that's what she does in all of her shit. Like it's ridiculous. But go ahead. I apologize. You know what?
No, yeah, go into your explanation.
Here's the reason. So when we were over here, we were discussing, we have a chat room, everybody who watches, so pay attention, UPRE. And we were like, hey, what are we going to talk about in the month of February? And I was thinking like, great, bet, Black History Month. He said,
were you?
No, what? Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was
You
thinking
ain't
Black
say
History Month. You know, kind of like February Black History, because you're the boss. So
This is
when
the
I
second
said Black
time
History,
y'all.
when I said
Okay,
Black
go
History
ahead.
Month,
Go ahead.
you were like, "We're going to do women." I was
You
like,
didn't. That never happened.
I talked to
That
Steve
never
because I
happened.
don't, because you know, you mentioned in the production show you have balls, right? I don't. So I talked to Steve, and Steve was like, "Hey, perhaps y'all should do Black History." I said, "Damn, Steve, you're right. We should do Black History Month." So I went back and I said, and he said, "We're going to do it February and March. That's what we're going to do." I was like, "Damn, all right." So we're not going to do Black History. So
That's not exactly how that conversation happened.
that's how I remember it.
Of course you do. So what actually happened is that I asked everyone, "Hey, any input on what we want to do for this month?" Crickets. And then when I choose something, then it's like, "Oh wait, what about Black History Month?" Of course, guys. Yeah, you're right. But no, that didn't even actually. You said, "Well, shouldn't we be doing Women's Month next month?" Or all? And
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
March.
bro, listen, we don't. I'm not even gonna get into it.
So I decided to go ahead and give E what
That's
she
not how that
wanted, and we are
happened.
doing Women's Scoring Month. And I said, because it's still Black History Month, I'm gonna pick a strong Black woman, right? And
Sure.
that's what I did. I picked Halle Berry, who is one of the first women to win, or African American women to win an Oscar. So that's what I did. And you know what? Kudos to me. Thank you so much for giving me that pat on the back. You know, and I figured somebody would. I mean, I know it's not gonna be my boss. I know she ain't gonna do it because she just treats me like shit all the time. Hey, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at you.
All right. I'm gonna just save it for my review. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's why I picked this movie. Now, if anybody wants to start talking about things they like about this movie, feel free. I'm all ears.
Jordan?
Okay, well, you know, to celebrate Black History,
It's a lot.
To celebrate Black History Month, you know, let's celebrate Halle Berry. Right?
What?
Right? Because Halle Berry is a person that is incredibly influential in an enormous amount of ways, right? Halle Berry is a name that rings bells amongst several different communities, and this is a person that you know, really her level of influence is really, really high, whether it comes from, you know, the films that she's done, the awards that she's won, or even just the makeup that she pushes. Right. So now with this role, I thought that it was incredible. You know why? Because she brought light to something that a lot of people take for granted. And one thing is this, is that because look, though I was trying to find a picture of it earlier, but I couldn't find it. The one place that I really liked the most, seeing the most, was the hub. I mean, no, not the hub, the
Hive.
The Hive, thank you. The Hive. The Hive. When I saw the Hive, I was like, wow, incredible. Why? Because like when you start thinking about the systems in place, like these people are the first responders to the first responders. Like they're literally the hub between the people and the first responders. So their job is incredibly important. And I think that this movie, especially in the beginning of it, really highlighted that. I like the fact that you know, they really highlighted how hard the job really is. Because you know, you can think about it and be like, all right, you're taking all this stuff every day, but I mean, like when you're hearing a situation like that, trying to internalize that is really, really difficult, mind you. And then they showed the trauma, and then all of a sudden she was pushed into a situation where she had no choice but to do something that she was incredibly scared of. And Halle Berry just portrayed this in such an amazing way. And yeah, man, this lady really, really deserves her flowers for this. I mean, like, you know, it's not. This is not something that is gonna get like an Oscar or whatever, but like,
right.
it's just, you know, the story that's going on here, at least what's happening here, as far as bottom line, I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
Yes.
See,
Now
is when you should have put on the thing, right? Because now is when I talk too much. See, now when I talk too much, you see what I mean? Now that's accurate about me talk too much. But anyway, before I rant on some more, I just want to say that this lady's great, and the way that she portrayed this job is amazing because now I have way more respect for these people because of what happened in this movie. And I can say more, but I'll leave that for my final thoughts if I'm allowed to do that because I just said a lot of things.
Jordan, I definitely agree. You hit it right on the nose. Like, this is something we take for granted for sure. 911 dispatchers have to handle very, very intense situations oftentimes. And they handle it with finesse. They have to calm people down. They have to get control of the situation, even when they don't really have any control whatsoever because the caller does. They have all the information. They're on site. Like, they really have to rely on the caller. So you have to be able to control that situation. I think that she demonstrated that very well. Even in the first scene, or I guess the first portion of the movie, first act, where she kind of messes up at her job and it ends up having someone pass away because of that and get murdered. It was really sad. And it feels so relatable too in that moment because what did she do? The caller, the phone got disconnected, and what did she do? Call them back immediately. I've worked on phones for plenty of years. That's something that I would do, especially in an emergency situation. And it's like, oh, you're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they demonstrated that very well. I felt very connected with her when she, felt the impact of what happened and her role in it.
When she saw that movie, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that crushed me, and definitely set a great tone for her redemption throughout the rest of the movie. Now, we're talking about redemption, but there's no redeeming this wig. And I'm gonna, give a little shit to her hairstylist and maybe her a little bit during my review. But so first, I just want to give a disclaimer that she is beautiful and she is all those things that you described, both of you up top. She's a baddie. She works hard. She's one of the hardest working Black women in show business. Like, she's on it. She pretty much can pull off any look.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I seen her. Where's this? She was in Jungle Fever, and somehow she made crack look cool. Like, she's a beautiful woman and a very talented actress. That being said, I'll show this because it's my favorite. She can make anything look good.
Oh, Stones, that was fire.
That being said, she has had a couple wig fails, and it's just got to stop. It can't happen again. I don't want to see her like this. And when they do it in movies, it's even worse because it's like, oh, you try something new in your personal life and you're like, oh, this is cute. And yeah, it possibly could be. But in the movies, it's like, we need more Black hairstylists on set. This is very important. And Black actors have been talking about this for years. We definitely need more of us all in the mix because this ain't cutting it. This shake and go is not it. And it was pulling me out. Now, let's get back on the movie. So this movie is starring Halle Berry. She's co-starring with Abigail Breslin. Really love her. She's great on Screen Queens. Really cute young white girl, young white actress. We love her. She's adorable. And this guy that's like, I don't know. He just reminded me of this actor Edward Burns, but it's like not Edward Burns. Also like a little Afflecky, but not quite. It's Michael Eklund. He's a TV star. He's from Canada. So I don't know. I guess they all look like up there. It was just very creepy that he looked so much like some of these stars that we think, oh, he's so super handsome. Like, he's like a regular guy in this movie. He has a family and married. And yet he's obviously doing this for I don't know. Has he been doing this for decades? Didn't somebody go missing like years and years and years ago, and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, he's been doing this for a long time, kidnapping young blonde girls. And then you come to find out it's because he had some weird addiction to his sister. Thanks to the lovely, always deliciously chocolate Morris Chestnut. We love to see him. Him and Halle are dating in this movie. We never get to see them together like that in a romantic way. But
I mean, in the beginning, they just smooch a little bit, but that's about it.
It wasn't enough for me. If I'm co-starring across Morris Chestnut, I need a sex scene. No. I need a make out scene. I need something, you know? I mean, he was a little bit of emotional support for her, but I don't know. They must have cut him a little teeny check for this. I don't know what's going on. He was just in there for like 2 seconds. And these cops are not good either, man. It was weird. Like, this guy kept messing up throughout the kidnapping, guys. Do you remember when they're on the highway? He's in a really old car, so it doesn't have like that lever that you pull to be able to release yourself. So that still having an old ass car, that's great. If you're a kidnapper, good going. That's a good idea. Definitely also steal plates, sure. But then he steals this newer car that also kind of looks like a police car after murdering someone in broad daylight next to a highway.
Oh, he took the Lincoln. Yeah.
He also had 0 weapons this whole time. He's working with a screwdriver that was like, it happened to be there, and he happened to grab it, even though Abigail had access to it initially. There was a lot going on in this movie, but I'll focus on Halle. She did really, really well. I think she was cast well, and it definitely took a second watch because the first watch, it just, I don't know, maybe the direction was just too jolting, but I don't know, something was just very B movie of this film. Did anybody else feel that? No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you mentioned it, Vic. It's not going to win any Oscars, but it's an action movie, but there's also like not a lot of puzzle pieces there. It's just like bare minimum and put together with some kind of quirky twists. So okay, I guess. Oh, it was nice seeing David Otunga in there. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, I mean, it was a WWE movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Who else was in it?
Well, no, I mean, no, the WWE studios.
Produced?
Yeah, so I wasn't surprised
What?
to see the Tonga in there. You know?
Oh, that's why Chris picked it. Okay, that makes sense.
No, that's the funny thing. Like, here's the funny thing. Like, I didn't notice that until the movie started. And now thinking back, I probably think that I didn't watch this movie because WWE made it. And no, the thing is just that at the time, I mean, no, because being a fan, like at the time, I'm just like, come on, guys, stay in your lane. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
But now I'm kind of regret not watching it sooner because I'm pleasantly surprised. Like, honestly,
You would have been mad if you paid money to see this.
Well, as a fanboy, I probably would have just gone. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know what I mean? That's just like I went to go see Peacemaker because it's John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, I went to go see Scorpion King because of The Rock. You know, because the fan film.
Okay, well, glad we had that talk, Jordan. Anyone else have thoughts
On the movie?
Yeah.
Well, to go back to what you were saying about really highlighting the difficulty of the job, I definitely didn't take the job as serious before seeing this movie. You know, I had a friend who was a dispatch person, and she said that the most difficult part of her job was not laughing when people call and have ridiculous scenarios.
Okay.
But she made it sound pretty chill, so I'm glad that I did see this movie for that reason. I thought it started off really well. I was super excited about it, pleasantly surprised, you know, because all I can remember is whatever you were saying about it all those years ago. I'm like, this is great. It's riveting. I'm on the edge of my seat here. And, you know, I thought they demonstrated many things very well that you don't think about very often, like being inside of a trunk. Now I feel like I know what it's like to be locked in a trunk. And credit to Halle Berry, her acting, you know, having to react only to what you're hearing and not what you're seeing, I think takes another level of actress. And, you know, she did that well. I'm going to forgive the wig for a couple of reasons. I think she's trying to get away from being the sexiest woman in Hollywood, and this wig does a very good job of that. Also, I think that you know, her not having more passion with Morris Chestnut, I feel like also was an attempt to get away from being the
Good
sexiest woman
point.
in Hollywood, because the two of those together, like, I'm paying just to see that, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't go there this movie, which I appreciate. So I will forgive the wig. I do have to say though, it kind of felt like, I don't know, the writers like went on strike once she left the call center, because it really just nosedived for me at that point. I
What?
was super confused, you know, like as soon as she dropped the phone, like, oh, and dropped the phone, I was like, oh, it's one of those movies. Like, this is going to be disappointing. But all right, I'm already here, so I guess we'll finish this out. But I thought it could have, the last 20 minutes or so, I thought was just such a missed opportunity for me.
Wow. See, that's where it picked up for me the most. Throughout the movie, I was feeling like, oh, this guy is so stupid. What is he doing? Why is he idling? Why is he killing all these extra
This is
people?
terrifying.
Like, I really don't get it. Then they randomly throw in, oh, he has an arson charge. Okay. Because he burned someone alive. He happens to find someone who still has a lighter. I don't know.
He burnt down the cabin. He burnt down the house. That's why there was only the cabin.
He burnt down the house?
Yeah, you see how his wife said that he has, how the house burnt down years ago, but they own the property and there was the cabin.
She said that, but that is, if that's the case, that's one of the few things that isn't fully laid out for the audience.
Yeah,
because everything else is fully laid out. I mean, when I saw this picture of him and his sister, I was like, okay, now I get it. He's obsessed.
I mean,
with his
you know what, though?
Daisy Duke wearing sister. Sure, okay.
The one thing with that I do understand, because I think that there's a lot of people that could probably relate to that. Unfortunately, especially people that like live where nobody's around. You know what I'm saying? So like,
bro, what?
Low, I think there's people that can relate to how that guy was feeling. You know,
about.
Maybe in the state of Nebraska. I've been quiet.
I'm gonna say what?
No.
Exactly.
I've been so quiet listening to the amount of hate that E Boogie down there has been spewing to this movie. Hate. Oh my gosh! If I could look up the dictionary word of hate, I'll see a picture of you and C shaking hands. It's unbelievable how much hate y'all spew to a movie, right? Oh my gosh! Look at you!
I don't spew anything. First of all.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. Now let's go ahead and talk about it. This movie, right? This movie, I think Rex said it best. This had me on the edge of my seat. Not only the second time, but the first time as well. E, I don't know what the problem is. Okay, I don't know what kind of glasses you be wearing when you're watching this to say hate. You over here, you're looking at the woman's wig. Then we look at the fact
it was rather distracting.
Here we go. Every single week, I sit there quietly and let E say all her little hate shit. As soon as I speak for 30 seconds, here she comes with the mouth wide open, just talking. Can I get my words in? Can I do that, please? Can I say what I want to say?
No, you know why? No, you know why?
Here we go.
Because you don't like to be challenged. That's why you don't like conversation style.
I don't mind, but let me get my point across first.
Get it.
All right? This movie was very good. They showcased the fact that she had a trauma at the beginning, right? She had an issue at the beginning. She fucked up. She let some little kid die. She needed to pay for it. She became a teacher. What are you doing this for?
That's just how you're saying it was just jolting.
She let some kid die. She made a mistake. Okay? The mistake cost a little kid a life, but she made a mistake. She shouldn't have called back. She hit that redial button faster than some of these characters you be having me watch go to a buffet. But look, here's what I'm saying, right?
What?
She hit the redial button. And she killed the little kid, so she decided to become a teacher. She punished herself. Good job for you, Jordan. Good to you. What are you doing over there? You smoking? Jordan, what are you doing? I don't see you. She's smoking. All right. Anyway, then another little kid gets taken. Blah, blah. Hold up. Let me put why I'm doing this. Another little kid gets taken, and the little kids, they're in the car because this guy's such an idiot. And can't do it. Can you?
Like, nobody could hear me. You keep addressing me. Go for it.
We came in and she was this guy's so stupid. He's letting her back there with paint and screwdrivers and a cell phone for 45 minutes. Like, just complete crazy. But you wanted her to escape, even though it was ridiculous. You wanted her to escape. Now, as far as him killing the other guy, the first guy deserved it. All right, I don't know where he's from. I really don't. But why you even go and chase after this guy? Okay, he cuts you off. You already gave her the pay thing. Already, you know there's some suspicious about the guy. But then you go, you chase him down. Are you stupid? That's why you got killed. Okay, the gas guy, I feel sorry for him. I really do.
That was
but it
hilarious.
See, sick freak. Every week I tell you that you're a sick freak.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was caught right in that moment. But then your man came and just showered him with gas.
Gasoline and then fire. And then he goes to him, you made me kill 2 people. You killed 2 people. It's all your fault. Sound like a little bitch, right? That's what he sounded like. You killed 2 people. Like, you don't stab this man in the eye. But whatever. All right, she gets knocked out. Anyway, long story short, I'm glad to see Halle Berry's character figured it out. And the real good part about this movie that sold it for me was the fact that at the end, they said, F the cops, we're going to take care of this ourselves. You deserved it. And if I may be so bold, but to go with my...
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You want answers?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Why so serious?
Bond. James Bond.
Show me the money!
Bam! Right there. The only line in this movie that made any kind of sense. It's already done. I still say this movie came out in 2013, 2022. I still say this is some stupid idiot who talks to me and says, "Oh, Chris, you can't do this. It's already done. Get the fuck out of my face." So I love that line. That's where I got that line from. So simple, but it makes so much sense. And before I let E come in with the rebuttal, right, I'm going to bring back another segment. And this is called recasting. Why am I bringing back recasting? Because I thought that this guy needs to be recasted, and I'll recast in the movie. And hopefully, bear with me. Hopefully, you can see why I think he needs to be recasted. So this is the first picture I'm going to put up of him, right? You see him? You see him in this one, and then you see him in this one, and then you see him with this one, and then you see him in this one. What is with this guy? Why can't he close his fucking mouth? I don't understand. Every fucking scene this man was in, he had his mouth all open, but he looked scary. So I'm like, all right, I do have somebody I want to replace him in. That's the character from The Grudge. This is this guy right here before it was done, because it's already done. Now, E, what rebuttal do you have for excellence?
I'm good.
Oh my God, it was that easy? This is the first.
I'll tell you, I understood the first guy following him because from his initial meeting, I know if I call the cops and I'm like, "Hey, there's a weird guy out here," they're like, "Okay, what's he doing?" "I don't know. He's in his trunk for a long time." "Okay, we'll get someone right on it." And nothing's going to happen. But I know something's up. So I can see him following. I certainly would not have followed the man. I would have called the police and let them do nothing. But I can see why he did. So
okay, so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right? You said you would not do it, right? Because I'm assuming you have sense. But you can see why he did not do it. I mean, why he did it.
I can.
He's a rich white man. He feels like he has
that's why I wanted
more
to
power.
Hear. That's what I want to hear. But the black man down there on Black History Month is telling you he would not do it. Okay, that's why we do these movies in February.
It's the same thing like when Becky sped up and they told Becky not to.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Can I mention?
Becky wanted to, because she wanted to help though. Because
she's the worst.
She wanted to help, and they were yelling at her like, "No, no,
she
no!"
She wanted to be like super soccer mom. She wanted to crack the whole case herself.
She would have if he ain't turned away out off the highway.
Like even when she answered the phone, I'm like, he's gonna see me in the rear view on the phone. I'm gonna put it on speaker and just like, "Oh, you do." She is like, I am the police right now. I'm an honorary police member.
She's stupid because I would have pretended to flirt with him. We'd be like, "What's your number?"
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the little white girl E Boogie picked on Black History Month. Ladies and gentlemen, find out what we're going to review on Thursday and find out what we're going to review next Tuesday. We'll be right back with our final thoughts. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Swag.
All right, everyone, chill.
I'm poison.
Poison ivy.
And the only man who can stop them.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Can't do it alone.
And you are?
Batgirl.
That's not awfully PC. What about Bat-Person?
Found the Batcave.
She knows who we are.
Guess we just have to kill her.
We're going to need a bigger cave.
Batman and Robin.
Oh.
Who are you people? You're in the middle of a war that's been raging for the better part of 1,000 years. A blood feud between vampires and lycans. Werewolves.
Underworld.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and reviewing The Call. Please make sure you join us next Tuesday as we continue our Batman franchise as we would Batman and Robin, myself and Jordan, and let's see if Book shows up this time. And then on next Thursday, we're going to be reviewing none other than Underworld with myself as well as Bug and Jordan, and See the Superior as is her pick for Women's Scorn Month. But right now, we're reviewing my pick, which is The Call, and we're going to get into some final thoughts. Jordan, we'll start with you. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I like the end.
I'm sorry. He's making me laugh. I'm sorry.
What's going on? What's happening? What's going on here? My wig? I don't have a wig. Anyway, you talking about Halle Berry's wig? That's what you don't like. That's what everybody's like. Anyway, let me finish my thought, right? Because now my head is elsewhere, right? So I like the end, right? No, look, I like the end. You want to know why I like the end? Because it was unexpected. I expected them to kill him. Now, the only thing that I didn't like is that they just shut it down with the same line that he gave her twice, which was a nice twist. But I wanted to see him get hurt. You know what I mean? I wanted to see him get buried. After everything that had happened, especially after he had buried that the initial girl. You know what I mean? Because I thought that that's what these two were gonna do, especially after the little white girl started beating them up. But they didn't do that. Well, other things that I did like about this movie that I thought was genius, and if I'm ever locked in a trunk and there's paint in the trunk, that whole thing with the paint leaking from the back, very, very smart. I thought that was awesome. A great, great twist. Mind you, this whole thing was a roller coaster ride, so I'll definitely give it a thumbs up because I was thoroughly entertained. Certainly had a little bit of cheese, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't as cheesy as Batman and Robin is going to be on
Tuesday at 9:00.
Man, that is like when you're rotten cheese. But anyway, I'm done.
Spoiler alert. E-Boogie, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. One, you let Vic interrupt you twice without talking shit. That's how I know you're not a feminist. And two, this movie was all right. I was ready to give it a thumbs up, but now I'm gonna give it a thumbs down for what it represents on this show. And three, we as a show are not limited to 1 month for Black films. So by any means necessary, should you want to review a Black film, let us know.
Set it off next month, ladies and gentlemen. Rex, thumbs up, thumbs down. Hold on. First, let me put E's hate down. All right. Rex, thumbs up, thumbs down. Final thoughts for this movie.
I have to give it a thumbs down. I'm sorry. That ending was not forgivable. It's a no for me. The parts that I liked most about the movie was how smart Jordan was with telling her what to do and reading the situation. I wanted the climax to be the smartest thing throughout the whole movie that she figured out and was able to get the girl to get away. And the first time when she said, throw the slippers over the balcony, make him look like he left, that was genius. Punching the car light out, wave your arm, all that. I'm like, this is great. And then when she went to the field, I just thought it was a missed opportunity. And I gotta say one other thing. I thought the actress playing the girl when she was downstairs in this underground bunker being in a brawl was kind of offensive to me, especially if she's not supposed to be 18 years old. That kind of felt to me like it was, make sure you flash this in the trailer to get the boys to spend more money or come and see this movie. It seemed in poor taste, kind of cheap, like it was a cheap shot. And then Halle Berry being all sweaty, it was like kind of a sexual moment. And
it was
I was
out of
like, this is strange. Thumbs down.
Yeah, it was out of character for him to undress the lady. Didn't he just want her wig?
Yeah.
So why you take her shirt off for surgery?
Yeah. What's going on there?
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I had to take a moment to compose myself. I didn't know it was going to be hate multiplied times 2. But it was. It's fine. Now I see why E-Boogie had to bring her best friend that I've heard about for like 15 years. I heard about this one person named Rex every fucking day at work, okay? And then thereafter, she was like, oh, I'm going to bring him on. I'm like, okay. You know, and then he came in. He was like, oh, it's going to be some good show. It's a good movie. I didn't know what her problem was. Only to say thumbs down. So I see where loyalty's lie. That's fine. It makes sense. That's your friend. That's cool. I appreciate it, all right? I appreciate it. That's my fault. I was the stupid guy. I'm locking people in the truck with paint because apparently I didn't see that coming and got better prepared. So shout out to you, E-Boogie. Hold up real quick so you can see. Shout out to you, E-Boogie. I am so proud of you for bringing in this ringer. Thank you so much.
You should tip me.
I should, because Lord knows that was smart. I did not see that coming. I give you a credit.
You're welcome.
So it's something out of my own playbook. I'm very impressed. I don't even want to talk about why I get a thumbs up, but get a thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, join us next Tuesday for Batman and Robin, 9 o'clock, Batman continuation, and then join us next Thursday for Underworld. Looking forward to that one. I thought you were going to sleep. I don't understand this. You were on my side, and I gave you a lot of credit. Then you said something about my movie, I Love Mr. Freeze. Lost credibility again. Like, you were up there, and then you gone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us. For Boog Times 2 Rex, for Jordan, I'm the executive consultant. We will see you right here next time for Unpopular Review. Good night. UPRE. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.